Let's solve the most common LCAT questions, which involves general sequences. So the example number one, it's about the alternate sequence formula. So you have sequence. Now, if you look at the pattern, and if the question asks you that find a to the n, you can just tell by looking at the question that magnitude is going by 3. So you're adding 3, for example, 3 to 9, you have 3 times n. So 3, and similarly, if you go one step further, again, you have added 3 times n. So this the step, there are 2 steps, so 3 times 2 is 6. So it's increased by 3n. Moreover, you know that there is a sign alternating here, and for sign alteration, you will have -1 to the n plus 1 here because the first term is positive. So n equals to 1 should give you a positive answer. Therefore, the nth term in this case would be times 3n. Let's do another example. Uh, this time let's do solve the cursing sequences. So the question says a 1 equals to 4 and a n plus 1 equal a n plus 7. Find a 5. So we already have a1. That means we can calculate a2, which is equals to a1 plus 7 based on this given formula, and hence it would be 11. Similarly, a3 would be a2 plus 7, which would be 15. So a4 is simply 19, and a5 would be 23. Alright, so the question says find a10. You should see that all of these values are perfect squares, and hence you can write it down as 1 square, 2 square. Also 6 was not there. You have 1, 4, 9, and 16. So 3 square, 4 square, 5 square. That means we know that the sequence here actually about a function which is n squared. So an is simply n squared. Therefore, a then would be equal to 100. and it's n square when n is odd. Now, in this case, we have different values for even and odd. So for A7, since n is odd, we can use the second formula and hence the answer would be 49. But for A8, since 8 is even, we'll choose 2n formula and hence we'll have 16. Therefore, the sum is equals to 49 plus 16, which simplifies to 65. Now let's do some tricky questions because LDAT often try to trick students. Seventeen 26. Find next term. So the first step is to find the differences. So the difference between 2 and 5 is 3. Similarly, 5 and 10 is 5, 7, and then 9. As you can see, the differences are increasing by 2. That is, for the next two terms, the difference should be 11. So, in order to consist, right, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. And therefore, the next term would be 37. So, don't try to drive full formula. Ensure that you execute, identify the pattern, find the differences, and extend it.